Hey guys, it's Lawrence. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Danny Phantom episode Reality Trip, because if you remember last year, I didn't explain the whole thing, so this year I'm going to re-explain it. I'm going to re-review this episode. So yeah. Danny, Tucker, and Sam are getting ready for summer vacation, but when Freak Show arrives and kidnaps their parents, they must find the reality gems for the reality gauntlet in order to save them. And in the chaos, Danny's secret identity is revealed to the entire world. So Danny hastily wakes up and gets ready for last day school using his ghost powers to avoid being kept after school for tardiness. Then flew outside and hovered there, stating that he would just take the aerial route. Before he could be on his way, however, Jack saw him through the bathroom window while he was taking a shower and threatened him, though Danny easily dodged a blast from Jack's blaster, then skedaddled. As Danny flies off, he passes by the Amity Park Penitentiary. That's how I pronounce the words. I pronounce it wrong. Come in.
He wants to say hi.
Okay.
Come on in, Q. Come on. Good girl.
Okay. Guys, sorry about my stepmother, but anyway, I'm continuing. By the Amity Park Penitentiary. Penitentiary, where Freak Show is still imprinted from his previous episode, where he's being interrogated by the guys in white. He's questioned about the reality gauntlet, of which he denies any knowledge until they show up the captured Lydia. Their plans to use the glove to eradicate all ghosts, including Danny Phantom. Desperate to get revenge on the ghost boy, Freak Show is freed from his chains and goes out to explain the gauntlet to the best of his ability, placing the reality gems in their holes on the glove, the gem of life, which can bring anything to life, the gem of form, which can change the shape of anything, the gem of fantasy, which is able to make your dreams come true. Placing the fourth and final gem, the power source, one of Freak Show's earrings. Freak Show uses the gem of life, causing the guys in white's weapons to come alive and twist themselves around them. However, the gauntlet cannot be used to its full extent unless the wearer operates the gems in the correct order. As Freak Show does not know the order, he has limited power. Reason escapes with Lydia, bound to take over the world with him as the ringleader. Meanwhile, Danny, Sam, and Tucker are excited for their cross-country summer vacation together. Danny is taking them to Cape Canaveral for the space program. Tucker is taking them to the San Diego Sci-Fi and Comic Book Convention. And Sam is taking them to Gothapalooza in the Nevada desert. But first, they plan to go to a Dumpty Humpty concert located near their school. Jaws then accidentally bumps into Danny and reveals that she is working on a thesis for Ghost Envy for her college entry, even though it is over a year anyway. Their summer vacation takes a turn for the worse when Lydia attacks the Dumpty Humpty concert with her tattoos. Danny manages to fend them off, then goes after his friends who have been taken by two of Lydia's tattoos. There they reunite with Freak Show. Danny fights him, but he is put at a disadvantage when Freak Show uses the gauntlet to create monsters out of two old trucks through the gem of form, brings them to life with the gem of life. As Danny fights the two, the guy in white appears well, leading Freak Show to create a giant humanoid snow monster for a cloud, which falls and crashes on both the guys in white and the oil truck monsters. Freak Show makes his escape with Lydia via Circus Gothica train, then the gems make its front wings and fly off. Danny takes his friends back to the concert, much to Sam's complaint, saying that he's on vacation and the guys in white can handle a Freak Show, in which both of them caught a severe cold. Back at the concert, Sam and Tucker research the reality gauntlet in a book written by Freak Show, but Danny cares more about his summer vacation and the concert. The concert's supposed to start with a giant egg on the stage, opening and revealing the band. The egg's been brought to life by Freak Show, who shows up at stage. Lydia kidnaps Sam and Tucker while Danny fights. All of this is being shown on the news, watched by the Benton parents and Jazz, who doesn't want to go on vacation, would prefer to work on her thesis. After Freak Show creates a spider out of a drum set, Tucker and Sam manage to break free from Lydia's grip and both grab onto the gauntlet. Janie joins in, each of them touching one of the three gems, accidentally activating its true power. As they struggle to hold on to the gauntlet, Sam remembers reading that the gauntlet has a self-defense mechanism. Someone who is touching a gem thinks about hiding it, it will disappear and reappear in the location they thought of. After Danny, Sam, and Tucker hide the gems, they all file back on stage where Freak Show once again leaves with Lydia. Danny, too weak to fall, is forced to transform back to his human state in front of hundreds of people, including the TV crew, letting the world know his identity. At the Benton Hospital, Danny's parents are shocked that their own son is a ghost. As Giles steps in front of the TV to urge them not to jump to any insane conclusions, Sam and Tucker's parents enter, having also watched the TV. The parents begin to blame each other for the current mess that is going on until Lydia captures them all. Back at the concert, the kids are all shocked that Danny is the ghost boy, even more chaos comes when the guys in white arrive by jetpack, hoping to take Danny to experiment on him. Danny flies Sam and Tucker away, quickly turns human again, but his ghost powers apparently screwed up from the reality gauntlet explosion. However, Sam's able to get them away from the guys in white via mosh pit. The kids are now cheering for Danny. They run off and are eventually rescued by Dash Baxter, Paulina Kwan, and the rest of the football team, all of them willing to help Danny and his friends, because they have helped them many times before. While the guys in white search, the three, disguised as a football player, school mascot, and a cheerleader, are led by their peers into a forest. Danny and his friends make it back to the Benton Hospital, planning to get rid of the gauntlet Freak Show wears, but once inside, they are ambushed by the guys in white and their cohorts. As they interrogate Danny, Lydia, currently invisible, sends three of her tattoos to hide, and each of the trio search to keep watch. Danny activates the Benton Works anti-creep mode, which causes the house to attack anything using ecto energy, including the guys in white and Danny in ghost mode. The trio make their way to the emergency ops center, activate the Benton blimp. The guys in white catch up, and Danny presses a button, causing the blimp to turn to a jet plane, which they use to escape. Danny turning it invisible to give them further advantage. Unaware of a tracking device the guys in white managed to place on the plane. The next day, Danny gets a contact on the Benton jet plane. Thinking it's his parents, he gets ready to confess about his powers, but it ends up being Freak Show. He blackmails Danny into getting the gems back. He and his friends know where they are, in exchange for their parents and Jazz's lives. And to be dramatic, they are only given 3 days. No choice, the trio began the quest to get the gems. Each revealing that they sent a gem to the location where they wanted to go on the road trip. They began their quest by heading to the Space Center at Cape Canaveral, Florida. In the Space Center, a child finds the gem of life and activates it by touch. He throws it when it burns him, causing a space shuttle to come to life and attack the Benton jet plane. Danny goes ghost, turns intangible, and gets the gem of life from the pilot's seat. Turn the shuttle back to normal, but now falling from midair, Danny, having run a landing simulation on his computer a million times before, is able to perfectly land the space shuttle before it causes any damage. The guys in white then appear via jet planes, using missiles to destroy the Benton jet plane. Luckily, Tucker and Sam escape via Benton ATVs, and after Danny places the gem inside the Benton thermos for safety, the three make their escape. Like a pit stop at a diner where it's reported everyone is on lookout for Danny and his friends, including the cops, so they quickly make their escape. Their ATVs turn to hovercrafts for faster travel. Back in Freak Show later, Jack and Maddie lament over their son as half ghost, and Jazz tells them he never told them because of all the threats they made to destroy ghosts. Afterwards, Freak Show comes over to taunt them, but Jazz declares he's merely suffering from ghost envy, which he vehemently denies. Danny and his friends make it to Gothapalooza, only for them to find it a cutesy world of happiness and teddy bears. While Sam is in disgust, Danny merely asks politely for the gem form, which the teddy bears easily give. Danny stores the gem in the thermos, but not before restoring Gothapalooza back to what it was before, much to Sam's relief. The guys in white attack once more, this time in tanks, again sending missiles. They escape and hitch a ride on a truck delivering newspapers. The front cover showcasing Danny and friends. They head to the host destination with less than 24 hours left to save their families. Back at Freak Show's lair, Freak Show confesses how he indeed possesses ghost envy, stating that everyone in his life, even himself sometimes, loved ghosts more than him, something Jazz relates to. The trio, meanwhile, make their way to Hollywood, where news on Danny, as the ghost kid, has already reached its peak. Upon being sighted, Danny and his friends are swarmed by cameras. The trio escape into a subway system where they meet kids dressed as Danny Phantom and Sam Manson, but no Tucker bully outfits, to Tucker's dismay. The guys in white struggle to find the real trio. They board trains at the comic convention in San Diego. At the convention, 3 nerds have found the gem of fantasy, causing them to turn into 3 supervillains from comic book they dressed up as: Crystal Leviathan, Scarlet Samurai, and Empress She-Wolf. Danny fights off all 3 as well as the guys in white until he gets the gem back. With all 3 gems, they vow to stop Freak Show. But Lydia arrives, robs the trio with their tattoos, then warps them back to Freak Show. Back at his lair, Freak Show takes the gems, places them back in the gauntlet, and presses them in the correct order, giving total control over reality. Freak Show turns Earth into his own world chaos, becoming the ringmaster complete with an appropriate outfit. He sends the parents, Jazz, Sam, and Tucker, on a deadly roller coaster ride. Danny tries in vain to save his loved one, now in front of a live audience that Freak Show created. Danny is turned into jelly by Freak Show, causing the roller coaster to run him over and apparently end his life. Freak Show then goes about turning every part of the world into his own creation. Danny is restored back to normal, again temporarily rescues the others by destroying the first 2 death traps. Giles tells Danny that Freak Show has ghost envy, and that he should use psychology to defeat him. Danny does so, teasing Freak Show with his powers, causing him to become more jealous and ultimately to turn himself into a ghost. Danny is then able to easily trap Freak Show in the Fenton thermos. Danny puts the rear on the reality gauntlet, uses to save his friends and family from falling into a pit of acid. Lydia attacks, but Danny uses the gauntlet to turn her into various forms before turning her back and letting her fly off. Then he then turns Earth back to normal. Jack and Maddie come over, express joy over their son, still accepting him despite his ghost powers. Despite that, Danny still turns everything back to the way it was 3 days prior, with only Sam, Tucker, and Jazz remembering that he is a ghost. Danny takes Freak Show back to the guys in white, turning him back into a human and erasing their memories as well. He returns home, and once that Dash and Paulina hate him again, the trio decide that they'd rather not go on another cross-country trip after all the excitement they've already had. Danny destroys the gauntlet, has a similar run-in with his father to the one he had at the beginning of the episode, then flies off to enjoy the rest of his summer vacation. So yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please click like and subscribe, and in the comments let me know what you think of this video. Bye!